guys.
Thank you very much. New on AM Extra, an initiative to help Oregon wildland firefighters and their families is entering its second year.
Fighting Fires Together is a campaign providing support and mental health resources for the men and women who risk their lives to protect our forests and communities. So joining us live right now to tell us the impact of this program, now in its second year, is Jeff Dill, founder and CEO of the Firefighter Behavioral Health Alliance. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Doing well. Appreciate you taking the time to talk about this. Sometimes you just talk about what firefighters are dealing with on the front lines. You can kind of put this on the back burner a little bit, you know, the mental health aspect to what firefighters are dealing with. What are some of the statistics, some of the data that shows what firefighters are working through?
Well, we've been tracking and validating firefighter suicides since 2010, and overall nationwide, about 1,946 we have validated losses. In the wildland fire, about 3% of those numbers come from wildland firefighters. And the difficulties that they have is not only the fighting the fires, but also it's the off-season time. And that's where they can really start struggling with moral injury and PTS, relationship issues, financial, as well as addictions. So when Weyerhaeuser came out with their Fighting Fires Together, I thought, what a great idea that they're supporting the community of wildland firefighters and their families. So when they called me and said, hey, would you like to be involved? They said, absolutely. I've been in the fire service since 1990 and currently working here in Las Vegas at Las Vegas Fire and Rescue as the behavioral health administrator. So it's an important issue, and communities have to realize that we are human beings first, and we still struggle from the things that we see and do, both in our personal and our professional lives.
Yeah, tell me, what is it about fighting wildland fires that contributes to these kind of issues?
Well, like I said, back in the days when I started fighting fires from the Midwest, so we didn't have a lot of forest fires, but it was, I had a lot of brothers that I knew, and they were fighting trees and the environment. But nowadays, we're building more and more into those trees and into the forest. So now they're seeing more and more destruction and even death. And carrying that on is just incredible. They have long hours. The break times are very short, and it's difficult work. I mean, when you add the wind in those, and a wildland fire, and some of those forest fires, they can travel a football field in less than a second. So you can get trapped, you can get injured, or even killed by falling trees. I know that we've had recent airplane accidents, the ones that dump the water and the retardant on the fires. So there's stressors all around when it comes to wildland firefighters. It's a very, very difficult job, and it's totally different than being a structural firefighter that I was.
That's fascinating and important to talk about. I do want to dive into what the Fighting Fires Together campaign does. Where does your campaign come in to step in and help these people that are looking for that mental health resource that need it?
Well, and that's what they came to FBHA and said, well, what can you produce? And we said, well, you know what, we can create videos that talk about internal size up, cognitive disconnect, moral injury. We can do self-assessments of both PTS and suicide, as well as we can create counselors. Just a wealth of knowledge of counselors up in the Oregon, Washington, British Columbia area, where Weyerhaeuser really wanted to concentrate. And so that's what we've done. So if they go to weyerhaeuser.com/fighting fires together, they will be able to find all of those resources, and they're growing continuously, as well as they can always contact FBHA and as well as their families, because that's what we're out there for, is for our brothers and sisters as well as their families.
Now, did Weyerhaeuser come to you with this idea? How did this partnership begin?
They did. Weyerhaeuser showed a lot of concern. They saw that a lot of their wildland firefighters that are protecting their areas, their environment of the forest, and seeing how hard they're working, and yet they knew that we lose a lot of our firefighters to suicide, as well as to, just addictions and behavioral health issues. So they did contact FBHA, and I thought, wow, this is incredible. I've been doing this for 13 years. And for an organization like Weyerhaeuser to really dig in and say, hey, we want to do more than just, protect our trees. We want to protect the people that are protecting our environment. And so it's just an incredible program that they created.
Yeah, it really, really is. Jeff, we really appreciate your time this morning. It's an important topic. I'm glad we were able to highlight it for a few minutes. Thank you so much for joining us here on AM Extra this morning.
I appreciate it. It was my honor.
Yeah, appreciate it, and take care. And again, for more mental health resources for wildland firefighters, again, that website is ffbha.org. You can also check out weyerhaeuser.com/fightingfires together to learn more about the campaign.
It is 7:39.